Welcome to a new day of shooting, or actually days. In this case, it's a 3-day shoot, and the best part about it is I have no idea where I'm going. I'm at Zurich Airport right now. My colleagues at Flight Radar have booked a ticket for me somewhere within the Schengen zone, I believe, I hope, and I don't know where it is. I'm about to get a call from Sophia, who's going to tell me some clues about the destination and airline so I can figure it out, go to the departure board, work out where I'm going, get my boarding pass, which she has kindly prepared for me. Now the fun thing is, it's going to be a whole point system after that. So I need to end up in Amsterdam as of Tuesday night. That's the challenge. But more than that, I need to do a lot of things on the way. And there's an incentive to fly more and to fly a bigger variety of airlines. Various rules in place, which we'll put down here and explain to you all, but basically I can gain or lose points depending on the things I do, and generally the crazier it gets, the more points I get, and we're going to be doing this on social media too, so some of you will have already seen some of this. This is going to be the wrap-up of the whole trip all in one video. The cool part about it is that the more points I earn, the more free subscriptions, premium subscriptions are going to be up for grabs to Flight Radar 24, and I'm going to let the audience on social media, you all, hopefully you all are also following us on Instagram, etc., decide some of the places I'm gonna go. So let's kick off this trip to who knows where. Let me know your guesses in the comments as we go, and I'm gonna be guessing as well. Time to do this. I'm gonna let Sophia know that I'm ready for my call and my clues. This is the most exciting thing I've done in a while. No idea where I'm going. Usually I'm so on top of my flights, like planning everything. Everything's in flighty, everything's sorted. I have no idea where I'm headed. Okay, here we go. Hello, Sophia.
Hi, Gabriel. Are you at Zurich Airport?
I'm at Zurich Airport, yeah.
All right, what can you see?
I'm right here by where you go through security, or start to. There's a big hall and a departures board, the biggest one I could find in the airport.
All right, nice. So you have an idea of which will you be going?
I have no idea. I've resisted the urge to look at the departure info, the boards here, or on Flight Radar, but I'm kind of secretly hoping it's Madeira. You know, that's what
Okay.
I want it to be.
All right, interesting, nice. Are you ready to for a little riddle?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, cool. So it's the ICAO Apple code, and the first letter is a letter from the ICAO alphabet, but it could also be a man's first name.
Okay.
And then the second one is the runway designator you took off from in Stockholm on Friday.
Wow, okay, got it.
And the last one is the last letter of the registration you flew on yesterday.
All right, interesting.
And when it comes to the airline, it definitely has a big plus.
A big plus. Okay, that sounds good. That makes it easier.
Cool. All right, good luck and have fun.
All right, thanks. All right, did you catch all that? The first letter is from the ICAO alphabet, aka nautical alphabet, and is a man's name. So there are 3 men's names in that alphabet, I believe. We're talking Mike, Charlie, Victor. And then the second one is the runway designator I left from Stockholm on Friday, which was 01 left, so L. And then the last letter of the registration of the Swiss A350 that I flew yesterday, which is A. India Fox Alpha is the registration of their first one. So we know it's LA, and then it could be Charlie, CLA, Mike, MLA, Malta. It can't be VLA, I don't think so. I don't know that is so. So it must be Malta, right? All right, cool. That is a new country for me, so I really hope so. I hope I've got it right. It'll be country number 82. All right, now I gotta go find the flight number. She said a plus, so it's gotta be a Swiss flight. Nice, I don't have to fly Ryanair to start things off. I'm really dreading that part because I know it's gonna happen at some point. Found it. I'm in a sea of people looking for their gates as well. They all know what they booked. Malta, 1550, LX flight 1790. So I've got a little while, 3.5 hours. Gonna go chill in the lounge. This is great. What a result. It's way better than I expected. I thought I was gonna be on some low-cost carrier for 4 hours, somewhere weird. I mean, I wouldn't mind going somewhere weird, but headed to Malta. That's gonna be a new country for me. That's exciting. It's Swiss, which is nice. I could put in my Star Gold number and get fast track just now, which helped a lot. And then, not only all that, but it's C-Series, A220. Airbus is going to be mad that I said that, but Bombardier people will be secretly happy. And I love the A220. I've been flying tons of it lately, so we get to take a nice little A220 in a good window seat, 7 Alpha. I don't know where I'm staying yet in Malta, but apparently I'm going to get that info once I land. And what's going to happen then is I'm going to look at the departure board for the next morning for the start of my crazy flying. and I'm going to pick 3 flights that work under the parameters of what I'm supposed to do, meaning they have to be under a certain price, ideally not too close to Amsterdam because I don't want to get too close too soon. I want to do more segments, and I'm going to pick 3 of those, and I'm going to put them in a poll on Instagram, and everybody's going to get to choose which one I do. So that should be fun. I hope you choose a nice one. To Malta, where this whole adventure starts. This is kind of the starting line in a way. Now I gotta go in and figure out where my hotel is. I have no idea where I'm staying. I gotta figure out how to get there, and then I can finally look at tomorrow's departure board, pick 3 flights that I might be able to take in the morning for my first leg of tomorrow's multi-leg adventure, and put it up to a vote on the Instagram stories. Let's do it. Okay, so now I've arrived at the hotel in Malta, and my next task is to figure out from the Flight Radar departure board for tomorrow, leaving Malta at a reasonable time, early enough in the morning, not too early, not too late, hopefully, what flight I'm going to take out. I need to pick a few, and I'm going to put it up on a poll on Instagram. In a sense, the audience gets to decide what I do, but I do get to sort of tailor it. But the main thing that I do know is there are 3 things I really need to consider right now. First, I'm trying to do as many segments as possible to get to Amsterdam. Second, I can't go any further away from Amsterdam than I am right now here in Malta. So I can't go out to the Canary Islands and get myself more distance to trek back with. I have to be a little bit closer, at least 1 mile closer to Amsterdam when I land in the next city. It's in my best interest to not go too much closer because I want to get a lot of segments in. And then also flight price is a concern. I'm supposed to stay under 75 euros to get the good points for each flight. If I go over 100 euros, I start losing points. So it's got to be in that little sweet spot, ideally super cheap, which is not always possible, but can happen with the likes of Ryanair and Wizz Air. So we got to take into account all that stuff. We got to do a little bit of mapping and see how we're going to handle this. Here is Malta. We're going to go to departures. I would really rather not leave at 5:45 in the morning. This is the range we're looking at. So here we have 7:05 a.m. to Thessaloniki, Greece, Ryanair. That could be a contender. Unfortunately, I don't really look forward to flying Ryanair, but I know it's going to happen on this trip, so might as well get it over with. And then another thing to keep in mind is that if I fly the same carrier multiple times, like if I just take Ryanair the whole time, I lose points. So I need that diversity. Okay, Munich and London are not going to work. They're too close to Amsterdam. Bucharest, 8:05. Wizz Air, A321neo. That's another contender, I think. We're going to have to map it and see. Cologne, Warsaw, Milan on a private jet. That's not going to work. 10:05, it would have been great, but Istanbul is further away than here. So basically our options are Bucharest and Thessaloniki. It might have to be a 2-flight option on the poll. This is actually a lot more complicated than I thought at first. It's kind of juggling the fact of getting to an airport and then needing there to be onward departures from there. Say, for example, Thessaloniki, and then you're looking at it thinking, okay, if I end up there, can I take that flight? Is it going to be within the budget? And also, the flights from there, do they take you further away or not? There's a lot of data points to consider. Okay, so meanwhile, I'm standing here waiting for the Flight Radar audience on Instagram to decide my fate. They're voting whether I should go to Thessaloniki or Bucharest. Not that it's all that much different either way, except Bucharest, I get an extra hour of sleep and kind of vaguely prefer to do Wizz Air A321neo. This is the vote, and it's getting closer. It started off more in favor of Wizz Air, and now it's within 14%. 57% Wizz, 43% Ryanair. And I'm also trying to review the Swiss inaugural A350 video for publishing ASAP. So a lot going on over here. And I really would like to check out Malta for a few days as a real tourist. It looks fascinating, seems amazing. I know very little about it, but I looked it up and there's about 500,000 people on this island. It's part of the European Union, part of Schengen, as you probably know. It's also famously in aviation, the home of the aircraft registration 9 Hotel. That's a very, very important registration prefix to know. Maltese registered aircraft all over the place, including a lot of Ryanair airplanes. Okay, an hour has passed and the voting is closed. 55 to 45%. Wizz Air was the winner, which was also what I was hoping to. I'm more in the mood to fly Wizz Air on the 321neo, as much as they're both super low cost, whatever. Headed to Bucharest in the morning, it looks like, plus I get an extra hour of sleep. 125 euros, so I'm already kind of like over budget on my first segment because I had to add the rolling bag because I have that with me. What can you do? And I got an aisle seat. I think that also means losing points. Random seat selection. I have to put up with whatever it gives me. Not off on the best start in terms of points earning, but not the worst flight ever. And we'll see where I'm going to fly next. Once I land in Bucharest, that's when I get to choose and book the next thing, which is going to be nuts. All right, time to go to bed. 6:15 in the morning. I gotta get going pretty soon. I had a little cheeky look at the fares out of Bucharest for the flights that I might be able to take, and some of them are sold out. Like Ryanair sold out to Thessaloniki. Madrid is crazy expensive. Somewhere else was sold out, so that's gonna be interesting. Maybe I end up with just one segment today and hanging out in Romania. Not the worst result for me, but pretty bad for the challenge. Wizz Air says the gate closes at 7:35, which is half an hour before departure, which should really be when boarding happens. I guess that's a crowd control thing, but still making me nervous, so I guess I gotta go do this. It's always such a nice feeling when you see that the security check in an airport you don't know has the advanced screeners. We're not gonna have to take anything out. For me especially, so many devices, things, just saves my day, saves my morning in this case. Only my second time ever flying Wizz Air coming up. Bucharest, also never been there. I don't know if I'm gonna get a chance to go in or if I'm gonna fly onward straight away. Honestly, the options are looking pretty limited. So I'm gonna post on the Flight Radar Instagram right now and ask for thoughts and advice. Maybe someone can find something that I'm not finding. I have to go no further away from Amsterdam than I am in Bucharest. So less than 1,111 miles, statute miles, as the crow flies. And the fare has to be reasonably low, and I can't put myself in some airport where I'm not gonna find any connection, and ideally not another Wizz Air flight. So this is tough, actually. A lot of flights are sold out or super expensive. Apparently it's still a very popular time to fly. Why are planes so full, everybody? Good for the industry, bad for me and my challenge. So funny, I ended up randomly getting assigned to a window seat in the end, so that means 3 extra points for this one. I was only at +1 because of the fare going up a bit high, and only at one segment so far, one aircraft type. But then aisle seat, you don't get any points for. But then they needed someone in the exit row, and I got a window. So I get more legroom and a window view, +3 points, and I get to look out the window as well. I really don't like an aisle seat too much. Score. seems like Cluj-Napoca, I'm not sure how you pronounce it, Western Romania. ATR flight on Tarom is going to be the thing. 20 points extra for taking a prop, so that's a nice incentive. The problem is it's leaving in 2 hours, and I looked on the website, I tried to book before I got off this one, and it said go to airport counter or call center. So I may have to go out of security, go to the counter, buy the ticket, come back in. Should be interesting. And I'm trying to find a ticket counter, and I saw a sign for domestic flights. Does that mean it's in a separate area? See what happens. Is there special security for Elite, SkyTeam Elite here? No? Whew, proper classic airport stress. The whole thing's under construction, super confusing how to find even the departures area and let alone the ticketing desk. Fairly uncommunicative staff, not helping at all really. Massive security queue. Buying a flight for 195 euros just before departure, an hour and 15 minutes before. I almost missed online check-in, managed to do it on the app, that was a win, and then managed to find another security queue where it wasn't 1,000 people deep. Got my whole bag taken apart, all the electronics, everything out and rescanned. The usual, hello. everything intense and stressful, and it's hot in there too, and loud. Ooh, and dark, low ceilings. But we made it. I'm gonna make the flight, and it's a prop, it's an ATR to a place I really never saw myself flying to. Cluj-Napoca, I think it's called. Romanians, pardon me. You can let me know in the comments how to say it properly. I'm gonna go find the gate and update the Instagram. Right, I made it onto this really gorgeous Tarom ATR, new airline for me, super fun. It was really close and stressful because they took apart my whole bag. It was not fun. But anyway, I'm on here. Thank you. I've ended up in Cluj-Napoca, and what luck, Philip from Instagram messaged me to say he's coming by and he's going to take me somewhere. So this is amazing.
Hi guys.
I get to meet a local in Cluj, and also, of course, give him a keychain. Here you go.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
And yeah, let's see what we see in Cluj. All right, had an awesome lunch up here on the hilltop overlooking Cluj, which was awesome. Thanks a lot to Philip for the hospitality and showing me around. Awesome, amazing way to see this place, even if for only a couple of hours. I can say I've been to Romania now, technically, 83 countries. Anyway, it looks like I was looking at what I could do later to get onward to the next place, and it's gonna be Wizz Air no matter what. They have a few flights, but the thing is right now, fares are really high. Some flights are totally booked out. I didn't really expect that this time of year. Really, I looked at Barcelona, Rome. They're too pricey. Actually, Barcelona can't even book, but Vienna has seats and it's under 100 euros. So I think I'm gonna end the day in Vienna, 3 segments in. Double Wizz on the day, a bit of a fail, but not the worst thing ever. We don't lose too many points for that. I think we're doing all right because we took this prop. We got a nice 20-point injection, so I'm feeling pretty good, despite the fact that I'm really running close to maxing out the budget and I'm flying too much Wizz. But we're gonna go to Vienna in a few hours, maybe stop by some spots that Philip knows to do some spotting around the Cluj airport first. right, you all have spoken. You wanted me to fly to Vienna tonight over Barcelona. And that means I'm going to be ending my day there, spending the night in the Austrian capital. And we'll see where we go tomorrow morning. Had a lovely visit here in Cluj, and now went through security for the third time today. Definitely feeling it now, definitely tired. Looking forward to getting to the hotel in Vienna later. One more flight to go, about an hour I think, on Wizz, the 320 CO. It'll be a new aircraft type, so I'll get another bunch of points for that, and another segment. So we're racking up the points, we're not doing too bad, even though I've spent most of the money. And getting out of Vienna tomorrow will be tricky, but we'll deal with that once we get there. And this airport is such a relief after some very busy terminals at Malta and Bucharest. There's tons of people, crazy, loud, hot. This is just, nobody's around. A few people, a few shops are open, just chilling. It's great. That was the most fantastically uncomfortable airplane seat I think I've ever sat in. I would have rather sat in a wooden bench like for an hour. That was awful. Anyway, I'm on some stairs now. Vienna airport, I forgot how convoluted it can be. So an hour in that seat was almost intolerable. Granted, it's the end of the day. I've been flying a lot. I'm tired, but that was rough. I'm still having fun, but that wasn't a nice flight. Very windy coming in too. They did a good job with it. Anyway, looking forward to going to bed. But first I gotta figure out where I'm flying tomorrow. Yeah, what's the flight in the morning that's gonna get me to the right place to end up in Amsterdam? I think I got 2 segments left in me, but it's gonna be tricky from the little look I had so far. All right, I gotta give away a flight radar keychain first before I leave. Lots to do. All right, I found the recipient of the keychain, and this is Sophie. She showed up on the Instagram stories. You can do that too if you catch us coming to a city near you, or airport ideally, and you're here and you want a keychain, feel free to let me know. It worked out in this case. So you say you wanted 3, right? I think I have that many in my pocket.
Oh, thank you.
All right, made it to Vienna Airport Hotel, end of the big day 1, and we got to figure out what's happening tomorrow. Very tempting to just sleep, but we got to do this. It's part of the challenge. And because Moxie hotels don't have desks, really, I'm going to be doing this sitting on the bed. So my plan, roughly, is to go through the flight radar departure board for tomorrow, Vienna. For every flight that I see that's not taking me further away from Amsterdam, I'm going to look up the fare and see if anything is affordable, because everything is super expensive right now, making my job here a lot more complicated. The perfect place to fly from here, if you want to maximize segments and minimize distance but still get closer, is Venice. It's a matter of 10 or 20 miles closer to Amsterdam than Vienna. Perfect. But then Venice, I was looking earlier, you're just stuck there. So, okay, here we have Vienna. I'm just automatically deleting anything before 7 a.m. This is $400. Yerevan, that would be cool, but that's the wrong direction. Barcelona, Seville would also be wrong direction. $732 to fly to Geneva tomorrow. Straight to Amsterdam. It might come down to this. 236. I'll just write down a list of like possible contenders. Copenhagen is cheap, $122. $253 to go to Stansted on Ryanair. We'd be over budget, but it'd be a new aircraft type and probably be able to get from London to Amsterdam after. Okay, I found the flight. I'm about to pass out here, and I think I finally found the flight. I'm going to go over budget. Sorry, Flight Radar 24, a couple €100 over, but I think it's going to be worth it. We get 2 new types. If I can pull it off, it's the best way. Everywhere else to Amsterdam is crazy. So we're going to go to London on Ryanair. There had to be a Ryanair. I couldn't leave this challenge without flying Ryanair. 737. You have to be careful out of Vienna because they have a lot of 320s, the Lauda 320s, flying Ryanair flights. This one is 737 going to Stansted. Let's go to England in the morning. Not too early either, 11:55 a.m. Thankfully, I can sleep a bit. Good night. Welcome to London Stansted after a very pleasant flight with Ryanair, and I don't know what's going on. Every time I fly Ryanair, I keep hoping to have the awful nightmarish experience it's cracked up to be. I feel like that's what I've been sold, and yet every time it's instead on time, very pleasant, efficient, everything kind of painless. And so I'd like to file a complaint about that Ryanair, but at the same time, possibly more important, we need to talk about my next flight because I'm very close to Amsterdam now, and I just had a message from Flight Radar HQ saying that I'm having too easy a time of it so far. Getting middle seats open next to me, free exit rows that I didn't pay for. It's too easy. So they want me to fly to Amsterdam from another London airport, and they want you to vote on which one. So the choices are going to be London Heathrow, London Gatwick, or London City. And you're going to tell me, please, which airport should I fly out of to get to Amsterdam later tonight? I've also blown my budget, so that's it. I can only take one more flight. I can't hop around Europe anymore. All right, crossing London to get to Stratford now on the coach, and then it's time to take the DLR, the light railway, which is always fun, over to London City. The vote was really close on Instagram. I've never seen a poll that close actually so far. And London City won just narrowly. I may have asked a few friends to chip in for that one because I wanted to fly the Embraer, get more points, plus I love London City Airport. And we did a video on it recently. I'll put that down below in the description. Anyway, got to figure out where the DLR is. Let's go do it. So I booked a flight out of City Airport that is taking off 4 hours after we landed at Stansted. I've already used up half that time, and I'm just getting on the DLR. I'm close to City, but not that close. It's kind of amazing how long it takes to get across London. I knew this, but it's always amazing anyway. So I guess we'll make it, but it was closer than I thought. Alright, so 4 hours between Stansted landing and City takeoff. I made it here to City Airport with an hour and a half to go. So 2.5 hours. You definitely need to plan for some time, like you do with all things in London. It's comfortable, I have plenty of time. You can check in, get to your gate really close to departure. The city, it's very small. Any sort of delays, everything went really smoothly, so any sort of delays would have been potentially a problem. Good to know. Also, I haven't flown from the city in so many years, and it's so nice to do it again.
Everybody go safety in cabin.
a very lovely way to end this little challenge. Too easy, too nice. I've got a free gin and tonic here, space to myself, 2 seats, nobody next to me, and overall it kind of went very smoothly. There was only one flight that was actually properly uncomfortable. That was the short Cluj to Vienna, and the rest was just lovely. And once I kind of adopted this mindset of not trying to be super controlling of what's going to happen or what flights I end up on, and just leaving it to what's possible, even to the point of like if I booked something and I was in a rush, that not stressing about whether I'd miss it or not. Once I got into that mindset, it was just super fun, and things tended to go pretty well too. So yeah, cheers. British Airways, Embraer, out of city to end it. Beautiful rocket takeoff. And yeah, almost in Amsterdam, ending this challenge. Next time they're going to have to come up with something a little more difficult for me, because yeah, this was a bit too easy. I was not miserable enough. I'm tired from it, but it was super fun. I'll talk to you a little more on the ground with a little recap, and we'll talk about how many points I got. I got to get the totals from Sophia, and how many subscriptions we're giving away, but it's going to be good. I think it's going to be maybe 20, something like that. I'm not sure. Anyway, going to relax for the last half hour to Amsterdam.